Welcome, everybody. We are back with another edition of SPOCAST Live, SPOCAST V, Best in SPO. I'm here with all my boys. Backseats, what's up?
On. How you doing? What's up? Backseats in the house.
What's up, guys? Donnie, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing excellent, my friend. It was a fantastic weekend of friends, food, fun, and frivolity. Very fun weekend.
Nice. What's up, Rob Sanderson? How you doing, bro?
Good. I don't know if I can top that, but just walking back in the door after a nice little travel weekend, and good to be here with the SPO bros.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I don't know if that's the thing, but yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for all the support so far and checking us out. We're definitely excited to bring you these SPOcasts every week. We got a lot to talk about tonight. First, we're going to start by recapping the weekend. We had a pretty big weekend, guys. You guys want to start with that? You want to start talking about ACW real quick?
Yeah, so this past Saturday, we had a match in our hometown for American Coliseum Wrestling. We had a match in Haverstraw, New York. We're from Rockland County, the Graysons. And it was a pretty awesome time. We had a trios match, Backseat Boys against a tag team called Unleashed and Buddy Thomas.
And of course, we picked that W. It was awesome. We got the big win with the assisted T gimmick.
Ooh.
And it was great to see some family, friends. And then right after that, we made our way to Queens, New York at the Queensboro Elks Lodge.
World famous.
That's right. A lot of history there. And we had another match in Wrestling Is Now.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the SAT. They put on by far their most phenomenal event in New York, their New York debut, and I just can't say enough good things about the SAT.
Wrestling Is Now New York wins.
Mm-hmm.
Competed in a tag team scramble match. Fortunately, didn't get the W, didn't pick up those Wrestling Is Now tag team titles, but get back at it again. And Johnny Kashmere was in singles action against Ichiban. Why don't you tell them about that match?
Yeah, we were first match, me versus Ichiban. Thanks to you guys running on out. We got some stuff done. I took Ichiban out like I said I was going to do. Man of my word. I say I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But I got to say, Donnie, you would like the baby face back seats in Haverstraw.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. We
Bret Hart.
saw some family, some friends. Had actually some coworkers bringing their kids, and got to do the good old John Cena Make-A-Wish WrestleMania entrance where you get those kids come out with you and rush the ring, slap some fans high fives, all that kind of stuff. It was great.
I like personally being able to reach out to the audience if I'm playing the Ricky Morton and these kids actually physically push the barrier and were holding my hand as I was getting choked on the rope, and I just like that. To me was like, that's real. You can't fake that. You can't. And to be able to do that in your hometown, in front of your parents, in front of your your family and your girl and everything, it's just it was great. So babyface back seats, I love it.
It's two different. Oh my God, like two different sides of when we're heel, we go hard, but when it comes to being babyface, it's like it can't get any. I mean, compare us to John Cena or like Hulk Hogan. It's like or
Hardy
Bret
boys.
Hart.
Hardy
kissing
boys.
babies. It's we just go hard as both.
Well, let's see. We got some peeps in the chat here.
Who we got?
There we go. WHW PickFed said, yo, and you know who this guy is, right?
Oh,
You recognize him, guys?
yeah. No,
He's
that's
the
right.
guy. Since it's a SPOcast, let me SPO a little bit here. Show you what he made for me. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Love it. So thank you for making that. I love it. I absolutely adore it. You have to settle a bet for us, though, brother. Is it a Bobby Roode head? Is that his
Or
name?
Andre Odilio.
Oh, it
Andrade
could be.
Odilio. I
Looks
don't
like
know
Andrade.
my two guesses.
That's Bobby
So
Roode.
It's Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
it's gotta be
Bobby Roode, yeah. I think so. I don't know. It's hard to say. But the
Made
Bobby's
the-
definitely Johnny Kashmere. So that's all.
Made the chest have its definition as Johnny's been going
Did they
very
get all the
hard
veins
on-
in there? Yeah.
on his chest days.
Yeah, have you seen the Johnny Kashmere chest veins?
Oh my God.
No. Oh, he is very varicose.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Johnny, he's in better shape
Great.
than 90% of the guys out there.
That's
Great
right.
job on the custom. Very.
That's an A+ custom.
It captures the likeness.
Yeah, you did
It
a
looks
really
like
good job.
that figure looks like it just got out of the shower.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And Missy Sampson, my boys are back. You know it, Missy. Love you.
That's
What
right.
up, Missy?
Who
I have
else we
not
got?
seen Missy in so
Tara's
many
here.
years.
Missy's
well-
over with me.
Hopefully you'll come down and see her. Check this
I
one
have
out.
a birthday present.
Oh,
Rob,
man,
you're going to
someone's
pop for this one. Ready? Dan Kriegbaum says, yo.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing that in a Sandman voice.
when we
post-brawl
first
story
went,
that might come out someday, but yeah.
when the back seats first went to the ballpark brawl up in North New York, it was you and Dan Kriegbaum that were like the two guys I remember from that day.
Some
And-
good shit, some fun times there for sure. The always crazy after parties too over at Pearl
Yep.
Street in Buffalo.
Miss Genovese said, "Oh." Tara said, "I have your birthday present. I hope you're talking to me, Tara. Don't be buying the back seats no birthday presents. So you buy
Yeah.
me."
Hey,
You
Oh,
with that?
man. That's right. That's right. All right. And Don, let's see. We got Donnie. You have always been over with me too, said Missy Sampson. So you can sleep tonight.
Oh, thank you. Whew. Thank you, Lord. No, I'm a big Samson Mark. I always was.
Oh yeah.
She's harmless. She's nice.
Donnie, did you get a chance to go back and listen to or watch the extra episode we dropped last week with Bushwhacker Luke and Bill Alfonso?
That was insanity.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
like,
really
is this
was.
real? Is Bill Alfonso a bushwhacker and Johnny and these guys like all talking? Like, what kind of, I'm just sitting and imagine that for a second, that we live in a world where that was even possible.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? That's insane. And some kid in like Bangladesh could click that on and go, "Oh, look what I'm watching. I'm watching Crazy Man, Bill Alfonso, Crazy Bushwhacker, and Crazy Johnny Man."
Hell yeah.
And it's just crazy because anything can happen in the SPOCAST. You never know.
That's
Yeah.
right. Anything is possible.
Yep. A topless Bill Alfonso. If I would have told you last week that we produced a topless Bill Alfonso on the air, Donnie B, would you
Hey,
have believed
like
me?
shirtless on the couch, just like, "Hey, daddy."
Armpit
Yeah.
hair at one point, his arm was up. It was great.
Oh man.
Trent would have loved him.
I
He
know.
must have met Trent. Yeah, they
They
would
did,
have
he
been
did.
running buddies. Yeah.
He loved him. He loved him. I was always yeah, it's funny that him and Trent, and it's like Trent and Hack too were always kind of cool, but me and Hack never
Yeah.
got along. But me and Todd get
No.
along, but Todd and Trent didn't really. It's weird.
What a weird dynamic. Not like Uncle Hacksaw. You guys loved him.
Loved Uncle Hacksaw.
You
Uncle
remember
Hacksaw.
Trinidad and Tobago? You know what I'm going to say? You remember Trinidad and Tobago?
Yep.
When I knocked on your door
Yep.
at the
That was,
hotel room?
Edibles. No.
I opened it up.
Yeah, well-
Listen, quick story. We were doing a show for Steve DeAngelis. We'll talk about that one day. It was fantastic. It was Trinidad and Tobago. Me, Johnny, and Trent used to travel together all the time, but I never shared a room with them. I had my own room. That's the big secret. And they had their own room. So, and we got to the hotel. It was a Fridays. We ate at Fridays. It was cool. That was where the quote "fiend for the powder" came from. I'll tell that story one day. He's a fiend for the powder. But so I couldn't find them. We had to go do interviews or something, whatever it was. So and keep in mind, we're not in the hotel for more than 10 minutes at this point. No one's really met each other. I go down to their hotel room, knock on the door of their room, and it opens slowly like a horror movie. And sitting on the bed was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Trent was sitting in a chair, and Johnny was standing there. He goes, "Hey, Donnie, say hi to Uncle Hacksaw." And I had to weave my way through the clouds of smoke in the room. And I'm like, "All right, guys, I'll see you down in the lobby in an hour." And that was it. Like, I just turned around and left. Insanity.
Donnie, I never told you when we went down into the lobby, there was a bar. And we go into the bar. He says, "What do you want to drink?" We said, "We were actually looking for, a little something smoke, He goes, "Oh, hold on," and vanished. We're standing at the bar like, he comes back with a bag and says, "Here you go. I really think he picked it out back."
He must have, because he couldn't get he didn't get that through customs and all that. There's no way he would have risked that, I would hope.
No,
after
this
what
was-
happened to him in
this was-
Asbury. Yeah.
This was the Trinidadian bartender, I'm telling you, that did this
I
for
thought
us.
Hacksaw.
No.
Oh, I'm like, whoa, that's poignant. Oh,
No,
wow,
Hacksaw
really?
brought us, he had cookies though. So a fan made him cookies that he did share with us. So he was very generous.
That was such an awesome trip, bro. Like, I love that. That was one of my most favorite experiences, that show, the Alaska and Trinidad trip that we did.
Remember when the bus stopped on that private beach and we got to like walk?
Yep. I still have those photos with Julio and Loki, Nova, Frankie, all of us, man. I still have you and Trent. That was a great photo, man.
Kid Cash.
Kid Cash, and that's what I always tell these guys now, man. Get those memories. The paydays are going to be shitty from time to time. You might have great matches, but get those experiences when you can, because that's what I loved.
Yeah,
those are fun.
Well, real quick before we get into anything else, we'll go back to the chat real quick. So we got Christina Marie in here. Awesome.
Hi, Christina Marie.
Tara said it's actually Missy Sampson's birthday present. All right. Well, Tara and Missy, why don't you go get a room? All right. And leave the SPO into the back seats. Do I see veins? Yes, you do. So we also announced a match. We got to real quick get in our station identification. Right. So we announced the match today. Bum, bum, bum. Slime Balls versus Silk City Kings. Two of the best tag teams in the area by far. Slime Balls are breaking out. Brand new win tag team champions as of Saturday night. These guys are ice. Well, I was going to say ice cold. They're red hot. Just debuting for the NWA. And the Silk City Kings from Elizabeth, New Jersey are two of the most coordinated tandem acts I've seen in a long time. This is going to be one of the best.
I want to correct you real quick, Johnny. They're actually from Patterson.
Patterson. Damn it. I meant to say Patterson. Thank you.
I also messed up Elizabeth. It's all, 5 feet away.
It's all good. Anyways, that's going to be a banger. I mean, anything you want to say about SPK versus Slime Balls?
Let me just say real quick, without going on a tangent, the Slime Balls, as Johnny said, one of the best up-and-coming tag teams, freshly debuted on NWA. Not a lot of tag teams can say that, less than 3 years in and they're already making national headlines at this level. The Slime Balls are doing it, and I love them. They are super entertaining. They are super athletic. And the Silk City Kings, aside from being two of our closest friends, I believe are two guys that are really just waiting for that opportunity to go out and become the next tag team of the era. And SPO is going to be their platform. SPO is going to take Silk City and bring them nationwide, worldwide, the way that, the back seats and everyone need to be. So this is a really good match.
They deserve it. And you know something? I'm fierce about these guys. I said that before. I'm fierce about my wrestlers. These guys are a great tag team. I believe in them. And I'm going to push these guys as hard as I push you guys down people's throats, because they need to know these guys' names in tag team wrestling. Are you familiar with these guys at all, Rob?
Not too much. I've heard of both of them, and I saw some clips of the Slime Balls recently, but pop up on Twitter or something. But it's good to see. I know we talked briefly about that last week with kind of the focus on tag team wrestling, in SPO, and seeing more and more of these. Looking at that match graphic, those are two teams. Those aren't random guys thrown together and stuff. They look like teams and bring that chemistry and stuff. And I just think it's exciting to see a mix of kind of this next wave of tag team wrestling that keeps building and building. And I think a lot of people are getting into the business now that's what they want to focus on, where a lot of times guys would come into wrestling and they get into the singles run and stuff. But I think a lot of people now are aspiring to be those tag team wrestlers because they're seeing this kind of resurgence out there and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing that match for sure.
Yeah, thank you. And that's the second tag match we've announced. So there's going to be more to come. Real quick, Donnie, this one's for you here. Hey, Johnny and Donnie and the New Era Backseat Boys. That's actually Rat Boy in his elf costume.
Oh, that's money, brother. You got to book that.
Right. So he goes to Columbus Sale on Sundays and Thursdays, which is a huge farmer's market in Burlington. And he's going to hand out our flyers in the elf costume. So,
oh my God, that's incredible.
Every wrestler from SPO thanks you, Rat Boy. Honestly, dude, thank you.
I love you, Rat Boy.
Livewire Charlie with the eyeballs. That's our boy from Live Danger. Talk about a good up and coming tag team, Donnie.
And we got Connor Rossi in the chat.
Hashtag
tag team wrestling.
Sweet.
That's
the key, man. Listen, there's a certain half inch of muck on the water that is the indies that's kind of just polluting the whole pond right now. I think if you guys can be the strainer that comes along and takes off that layer of shit and let some of these young tadpoles come up through the water, that's the next generation of guys that you need. Listen, wrestling is only ever going to be as good as its talent. It's like the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball. Talent is everything, dude. I mean, you listen to any Triple H thing that he does after the shows, the what do you call it, the meet and greet, or the fucking where he talks after the shows. He always talks about that talent. Yeah, the thing he always talks, the scrum. he always talks, which I think are dumb anyway. But he always talks about talent being awesome and being everything, dude. That's what it is, even on the indie level. If you guys can somehow find the next 30, 40, 50 guys that are floating out there, guys and girls, if one or two of them make it, man, that's all worth it, dude. I mean, look back, like I always say, our group, when we were coming up, there's 30, 40 guys, whatever it was, and who really, I mean, a couple of them made it. Nova made it. Devin made it. Jerry Tootie, the Wall, he made it. That was about it, but we had to try. Everybody was awesome, don't get me wrong, but, you know, you got to try, man.
Yeah,
that's why I think you guys can come in, because everybody around here in New Jersey and stuff uses the same like 8 to 10, 15 guys. Half of them look like shit. And meanwhile, there's guys like I saw Wrecking Ball or Dan Moff and stuff who were like saying, hey, I have dates that need to be filled. Or fucking LSG is on the internet saying, hey, I have these dates open. And I'm thinking like, oh, is this real life? Like, is this insanity? This guy's literally one of the best wrestlers in the world. And he's saying like, I have open dates. Like, how are these dipshit promoters not tripping over each other to book these people 6 months in advance?
Donnie, we just saw
probably a booker right now.
We just saw Wrecking Ball Saturday, and he was talking about that. And you're right, he needs to be booked more. So that's for damn sure. But real quick, I don't know if I said or not, but SPOWrestling.com has tickets right now. So if anyone wants to check that out, what's going on? You hear something?
Is that somebody's phone?
Are we in a call center?
Someone's calling.
It might be mine.
Is someone calling SPOCAST?
Somebody's trying to call in and hack into the podcast here. Yeah,
cool.
Take over.
That means that we're officially a real podcast now.
It's Nick Khan. I'll call him back later.
No,
oh, man. He's gonna have to wait because we're doing this.
Yeah, it's cool.
But anyway, SPOWrestling.com, you can buy tickets. It's not a huge building. Donnie, real quick, just so you know, the whole point of this is to bring wrestling to Burlington. We're not trying to make a whole bunch of money.
Nope.
Any money we make gets reinvested to bring bigger names to the next show. This is going to be a monthly thing, starting off in a small building and eventually go into a big building. By the time WrestleMania is in Philly, we want to run that day here in Burlington and bring some of the biggest stars right here to Burlington City. No one else is going to do that but us, and we're really trying to do it, and the businesses are getting behind us. So that's our business plan. But to change topics real quick.
Yeah. 1
year ago today was a very special day in the life of the Backseat family. Maybe you want to smarten people up.
Yeah, it was actually 1 year ago yesterday. We did the Contest of Champions, a show that I never, ever thought we would do. It was the biggest event I had ever done. It was incredible. It was awesome. It was Nova's last match. When I was presented with the idea of maybe doing a fundraiser for this group and doing the event, I had to think about it. Because listen, I did it. I was a promoter. I kind of did it all. Like, you know what I mean? It takes something for me to want to get involved in something. When this challenge came along, then I said, okay. And then the building, we had access to an incredible building. We started putting the event together, and then when it really hit home for me was when I started booking some guys, and then I knew we needed like a home run. I honestly was tapped. I could not think. I was trying to think. I tried to get the Hardys, and then Jeff had his issues, and then Matt was like, I'll see what happens. And I was like, all right, whatever. So that kind of fell through, and which would have been awesome. And then one of my guys who worked for me said, why don't we get somebody like Sting? And I literally looked at him, and I remember like it was yesterday. I said, dude, why don't we just get the Pope while we're at it? I'll bring the Pope in, because we have about the same chance. And then he's like, oh, that'd be cool. And just for the hell of it, the next day I made a couple calls, and it was actually Tommy Fierro, that hooked me up with his agent, with Sting's agent. So shout out to Tommy. And I knew his agent. And for a long time, I didn't even know he was his agent. So we started going back and forth, and we kind of brokered the deal. And some other people that I know that know Sting, and he spoke highly of us, and we put it together, and lo and behold, man, we brought Sting to Ocean County, New Jersey, which still, dude, to me as a promoter, when I was in that locker room and we were giving the speech, and we had Jerry Lawler there, and Todd Frazier, and Frankie Edgar, and Nova, and Sting, and Cardona, and Myers, and Pat Buck, Sandow, Kazarian, like, I'm just like, this is nuts. Like, even though I'm the one who promoted it and we had a good team with us, it was just crazy that we did it. And at the end of the night, it was such a satisfying feeling. We put over 1,800 people in the building. It was Nova's farewell show. Nobody got hurt. It was just a fantastic night, dude. I mean, there were some bumps along the way here and there. Someday if I write the book or I do the movie about my life, then who I don't know who will play me. Maybe Kevin James, but I don't know. It'll be a tell-all, but it was awesome, dude. The memory still lingers in this town. Will we do it again someday? I have no idea. I first I kind of thought I wanted to do it every year, but dude, my life is so hectic. I'm all over the place with the kids and the family and stuff. And if I can't dedicate 24 hours a day, and that was 24 hours a day, bro. That was like 24 hours pumping, promoting, pushing for a good like 6 months. And I was a zombie every night. Like I'd come home from working and then do that and promote. And I remember saying to my wife, like, this is going to be worth it. And then I even thanked them that night of the show. And then the next day I was like, I don't know if we'll do this next year. And my wife gave me her blessing. She was like, if you want to. And then I just was like decompressed. And I was like, oh my God, man. I was like, I don't know if I could do it. But, you know, it was awesome, bro. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I gave Nova his last match. I did 3 things. I said we were going to sell out the building. We were going to bring Sting to Ocean County, and we were going to put on the best show that Ocean County had ever seen. And we did it. I did exactly what I said I was going to do.
John Blaine is saying, I loved it last year. It was a blast to be there.
Yeah, it was awesome, bro. So many people. The fantasy camp was awesome, or we had the camp for the announcing and the wrestling. The tryout camp was cool. That was really cool to see all those people come out, and it was just good, man. It was just so well run. And my boy Cannon came through huge. He was our tech guy. He did all the videos and presentation that we had on the board and all the music. And the funny thing about that was Cannon didn't see the facility or have any hands on that building till the day of the show. And he MacGyvered like 2022 technology with all the shit they had there from like 1995 or whatever. He was able to tie into it and make it work. And it was so awesome, bro. I'll remember forever. I'll just remember like giving Ratchet his final match against Jerry Lawler. It was Lawler's last match in the ring, and seeing Frazier, he was so happy to be there, and Frankie Edgar, and just like I remember somebody saying to me before I was going to announce Sting, they said, "Oh man, this will never work. The people, I don't think you can really draw on Tom Zimmer." And I was like, "Let's see." And we did, man. We hit it out of the park, 1,800 plus. And it was the biggest show that biggest crowd that Ocean County ever had. I mean, unless I brought in Hogan or The Undertaker or something, I don't think we could ever top it. So we'll see. We'll ever do something again, maybe. We'll see. I'm having fun doing this right now. It scratches my wrestling itch, but I do a lot of other stuff too, man. But I'll fully support SPO in every way I can. I will get to one of the SPO events, maybe at WrestleMania weekend. We'll see.
Yeah,
but,
that'd be awesome, Donnie. And you know, your show was excellent because of how diverse it was as far as all different styles. You can actually watch it if you go to iwtv.live. I'm pretty sure your whole show's on there, or it's on one of them, one of the streaming services. And that's when I met these guys. When I met the Graysons, it was our family reunion. That was the backseat family reunion, we call it, the extended family reunion. Real quick,
extended family reunion / meeting.
Yeah, real quick to the chat. Tara says she found her old PW shirt, some PW DVDs. Bring it to the arena on the 16th at Icons, and when we wrestle Vaudevillains at night for Battleground.
Yeah, Battleground. Somebody was actually Mark Parker was actually asking you guys wrestling this month. Real quick, let's go over our upcoming events, and then we'll keep talking about Contest of Champions. But yes, this Saturday you could catch us live in Horseheads, New York for Excite Wrestling. Johnny Kashmere will be avenging the disgraceful embarrassment that he suffered last month at the hands of Malcolm Calloway via fire extinguisher. And the Backseat Boys will be entering a triple threat #1 contenders for the tag team titles that we never lost, by the way. And we
never lose the titles.
That's right. We never lose. That's right. We just choose not to win.
We just keep getting robbed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're taking on Cloudy and Ando, the High Seas, and To Infinity and Beyond, Colin Delaney and Cheech. And best believe that Backseat's going to be back.
That's right. Backseat's back.
That's some tough competition, though. But that sounds like one hell of a match. Those are 4 Rochester boys right there. So, I look forward to watching.
Fun fact: we had our first match as the new Backseats against ICs.
That's right.
So this is it's all coming full circle.
December, yes, December is the month of everything coming full circle. You know.
And then we have the following. So we went over this weekend coming up, and then the following week we're going to be at Battleground, which Johnny mentioned, we're going to be taking on the Vaudevillains at the ECW Arena.
That's going to be our long-awaited pro wrestling debut at the world-famous 2300 Arena, and it's a personal goal of mine. You know, I've said a long time. I attended many events with my brother as ring crew and just grunt worker.
We've done almost every assignment whatsoever but wrestle at the arena. Working with Dreamer at House of Hardcore, doing extra work for other promotions, you know, just paying our dues and, you know, doing everything we can to just scratch and claw to finally get this opportunity, as they say.
And now it's finally being given to us. We're being honored and privileged to being, you know, blessed with debuting at the arena as the Backseat Boys,
right?
You know, with Johnny Kashmere on our side, and
just another night for Johnny is
yeah.
So
no, I'm excited, guys. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest with you. That's going to be a big night.
The Vaudevillains, man. I was a huge mark for the Vaudevillains. Like, I love that whole thing, the black and white promos, the carnival shit, and all that. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I mean, the first time I saw that, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I think they're both great workers. They're good talkers. That's a hell of a match, dude. You talk about matches to end the year, man. To me, that's great, dude. There's a couple of teams out there I think you guys would be pretty good against. The Vaudevillains is one. I think those Iron Savage kids, I call them kids, I don't know how they all. The Iron Savage guys, I think
we've wrestled them a bunch when they were Bear Country. We probably had
now.
Right. Go ahead, Donnie.
Now. And then Dan, Moff, and Donovan, I think those would be some good matches in 2024. Everybody, I think you guys are primed. You're right there, bro. You should be on the lips of every promoter, like I said, with guys like Anthony Green, Wrecking Ball, and Dan, and LSG, and all these guys. These are the crew. These are the guys that should be working every single weekend, not some jerk off who works Monday through Friday at Burger King and he eats his extra free meals every night, and then he shows up on Saturday in some ripped shorts and a shitty shirt to wrestle. I mean, nobody wants to see that.
Just let me break in for a quick station identification. Don't forget our event, December 31st. Tickets on sale, SPOwrestling.com, SPO. wrestling.com. You can buy tickets. Ringside is available, very few left, as well as general admission. Very intimate building. We have a Tron. There's going to be multi-camera shoot, good lighting. It's going to be a really nice time for all the family to enjoy some quality wrestling. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of the hardest hitting wrestling events in the region anytime that's going on anytime soon with some of the guys we have on the event. And just announced today, we have the Slime Balls versus the Silk City Kings. So
awesome.
That's gonna be hard hitting. That's gonna be, action packed, and that's gonna be, superpower. Yep. I mean, seriously, you're dealing with the Slime Balls and the Silk City Kings. I mean, those are two tag teams that are just gonna leave it all in the ring, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah.
And if I may, I know a lot of people out there, even if you can't get to the event, what you can do, and this is what I've done for my shows in the past, this is a great idea. It makes a great Christmas present. If you can't get to the event, then I know there's ways that you can send in. You can buy a couple of tickets or one ticket, whatever it is, and those tickets will be donated for families in need. So if you click on their link and you buy some tickets, I can guarantee you those tickets will find a good home. They'll wind up in some kid's stocking on Christmas morning. It sounds corny, but I'm telling you, growing up as a kid, I would have been super excited to find wrestling tickets in my stocking. So if you can't make the event and you still want to support the indies and support SPO, then click on their link, buy a couple of general admission tickets. Johnny will take care of it. Those guys, the staff will take care of it. They'll make sure those tickets get into the hands of people that really could use them. And I love that. Vet Works and Vet Ticks. There's a lot of organizations out there, Special Olympics. But if you want to directly help, click on the link, buy a couple of tickets, and those tickets will find some people in need.
Thanks, Donnie. That's a fantastic idea. That's wonderful. Just the kind of community involvement we want too. So Mark Parker in the chat says, you guys do an awesome job there in the ring. Thanks, Mark. These guys.
Thank you.
Really work hard. And
real quick, some last bookkeeping. So we, for the month of December, we will be back in Canada, December 26th for Greektown Wrestling. And then December 29th, we will be in South Jersey, I believe, Union, New Jersey, or Dover.
That's going to be in Dover.
For Dover, New Jersey. I apologize, for Warrior Wrestling. And those events will be Christmas week. So anyone, any of our Canadian fans, definitely come out to Greektown. And anyone in Jersey, definitely come out to Warrior Wrestling and other family-friendly, awesome events, right before the New Year's. And then don't forget, like Johnny said, December 31st, we bring in the new year with SPO Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Finishing
Absolutely.
this year strong.
Yep, we
That's
sure
right. It'll be
are. My cousin's actually in the chat. Mark, some dump called Philadelphia. He's a Philly cop. Now, Donnie, we're gonna get back to your show here real quick. At your show last year, 1 year ago from today, the Earth champion Leo Sparrow comes to the ring and takes a handful of spinach and throws it right in my cousin's face while he's drinking his Slurpee or his milkshake. I have it on video. Actually, we'll show it next week because it's frigging hysterical.
Oh, I got to see that. I didn't know
I hit
that.
up Leo immediately and was like, Leo, I'm a mark for you now. Like, blah, blah, blah. So,
And I think that he was trying to be a babyface for a while too. And I said to him, I was like, your money's as a heel, bro. Like, are you crazy? And then I think it was Tommy or somebody showed me him. And I think he worked tracks on that show. He worked tracks. He did. He definitely worked tracks. And that's a heel. Leo Sparrow, the Earth champion, all that shit with the spinach and the vegetables and all. That's heel heat, bro. That's it. He's got a good gimmick there. He can work too.
Yeah, that's who we're wrestling at the Warriors. We're wrestling. That's who they're wrestling with him. So, and he is very creative. I have to admit that. But Mark Parker in the chat. Yep, Mark Parker said, "Be cool if you guys got into AEW or WWE." Yeah, that would be cool.
That's the goal.
I mean, technically, there's been a little of that, right?
Yeah.
You know.
We this tag team, wearing some backseat colors. They were a little tighter. I think they were called the Dailies. They appeared.
We did a little AEW dark, and
this one got the Trent treatment. He got the Raw.
I did my Monday Night Raw match,
and I got the Johnny Cashmere where I just did the extra work gig, and
I got 2 WWE matches under my belt. Not the SPO, but
I did security and the No Way Jose Congo line. So to say it's a backseat thing, for one guy to do TV and the other to get the shit end of the stick, self-inflicted somehow. It's just.
Hey, I was a druid, I want to say 6 or 7 times. I was a security guard with Steve Austin, I think 2 or 3 times. And I did the infamous hitting on China with the date with Mark Henry, which to this day is one of the most popular skits they ever had on Monday Night Raw when I hit on China and Mark Henry lumped me up. And it's funny, when I had Mark in for the show October last year, he didn't know it was me at first. We started bullshitting because he knows Nova, obviously, and then we started talking to who I was, but he didn't put 2 and 2 together until I explained to him that I was the guy in the purple shirt that hit on China. And then it was like he was my long lost friend, and we hung out for like 3 days straight. And he's an incredible human being. Mark Henry is one of the coolest human beings I've ever. We're the same age, but we like all the same stuff. But he's one of the coolest people I've ever met in my life.
He's the man. I love Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Anytime he was around. Any of the locker rooms we were in, whether it was NEW, Wrestle Pro, or any show for that matter. Yeah, he was stand out. Very, very, very good conversationalist, but
good quality human being. Yep.
Yes,
absolutely.
So a year ago, aside from Johnny's cousin having spinach tossed in his face by Leo Sparrow, that was also the first time we ever actually met face to face, and I will never forget that moment because we were standing like adjacent to the row of gimmick tables, I think right by you. And when Johnny and I locked eyes, it was like we couldn't have been more than like 10 feet apart, but it was like that's what we were there to do. And I kid you not, like Donnie, we talk about like preemptively like messaging about like backseat history, and I was messaging you like all of the questions like, is it true that Wife Beater and Nate were supposed to be the original backseats or whatever? And so like I subtly like began to realize that like you made it all happen so that we could, history could play out that night. So thank you.
Yeah. I mean, me and Johnny we approached him with an idea to do on the show, and we kind of brainstormed, and he hit it out of the park. And then in retrospect, like I had a bunch of friends who were there that they were wrestling fans, but not hardcore. The next day, the 2 people that were obviously Sting, but that were at the top of their list of things they loved the most was Ratchet and Johnny Cashmere. Everybody loved Johnny's gimmick. They thought he was awesome. And I was surprised at how many of the boys and stuff like at the show were coming up to me saying, is that Johnny Cashmere? Like a deity had walked in. And I was like, yeah, that's Cashmere, man. I was like, we haven't seen, I hadn't seen him in a long time, but I talked to him, but I was like, yeah, that's Johnny Cashmere, bro. And Johnny's revered. He should be. He's a normal human being. He's still around. He's still alive. So there's a plus. But he's awesome, dude. I'm glad we're kind of hanging out again and doing some stuff.
Hell yeah, man.
Dude, that's what this is about. If it ain't fucking fun, then stop doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Donnie, that at your show, it brought me back. Like, I see it like this. Your show, your event was a big enough magnet that it pulled me out of my own ass and back into the wrestling business to meet these guys and to continue. I'm going to say our family lineage, because it's a wrestling family we're in.
Yeah.
It gave you the confidence to do it too. I think
Yes.
before you, because you weren't sure, you were like playing around with the manager gimmick and this and that. And then I kind of coached you a little bit, helped you. And once you saw that it could work and you had some steam behind it and you had some fun with it, then we ran with it. And then you came up with everything else, man. And the rest is all she wrote, as they say.
That's it, Donnie. That's it. But I'll tell you, when we were talking last week about all the different people that help out, about the Denise Hoopses and the Kathy Fitzpatricks and everything, it occurred to me that you might as well tell more people about some of these people that helped out. So tell us about my personal favorite, Pepsi Lee. You got to smarten people up for this.
So Peps Lee, I guess you would say he was like a stooge or a hanger around, like just one of these goofy planets in the atmosphere who kind of gravitated around the Dennis Carluzzo shows. He was like a guy that would help set up the ring, or like a utility man, or like if Dennis looked left or right and said, "Where's Peps Lee? Where's Peps Lee?" The reason they called him Peps Lee is because every day he would consume those big 2-liter bottles of regular Pepsi, a couple a day, not one a month. Like, he would drink complete 2-liter bottles of Pepsi. Dennis would buy it for him. So he would drink these before the show. His teeth were all rotten out. And me and Mark Carluzzo used to mock the living shit out of this guy. And Dennis's big gimmick was, after the shows, him and Dapper, you'd have to go to the sponsor of the restaurant to get paid or whatever. Like, we have to, all the guys do that. But one of them, we were going back to Dennis's house. I forget what it was for. It might have been Mark Carluzzo's birthday party. And all Mark Carluzzo wanted to do was see me beat up Peps Lee. And I actually felt bad about it afterwards, but I had speared him. We were in Mark's backyard, and I hit him with a Goldberg spear so hard that I drove him through, like, the old-fashioned green chain link fences. I hit him so hard, the chain link fence kind of blew apart, and he went underneath the chain link fence, and the fence was like on his stomach, like cutting him in half, and like we couldn't get him out. Like, he kind of got cut up, pulling him out the ass end of the fence. And I don't think I've ever seen Mark Carluzzo laugh as hard as he did when he said, "Can you please spear Peps Lee?" And I did it. And I almost killed him.
Was he related to anyone or no?
He was a Gino Moore product, not by birth or anything, of course, because I'm not sure that could have happened. But somehow he either drove to the shows with Gino as his stooge or whatever. And Peps Lee was the one. There's a very famous adult video out there called Makin' Bacon, which starred Eugene Moore and a woman of ill repute, a heavyset woman of ill repute, who Gino had made time with and had relations with and secretly filmed it, up to and including a little purple sex toy that was dubbed the Purple Bomber. Now, anyone who's listening to this that knows about the indies or anything, they know what this is, but somehow Gino was bragging about it or whatever it was. Like, he stormed Normandy or climbed Everest. That's what he kind of made it sound like. And in reality, all he did was just shack up with this poor woman. I'm not even sure what she was thinking if you ever saw Gino. But Dennis Carluzzo got wind of the tape from listening to Gino. And Dennis actually gave Peps Lee, I think, $20 or whatever it was, to go to Gino's and either break in, or he was living there or something. He stole the tape. And then the tape somehow got out into the atmosphere, and then everybody and their mother to this day knows what the Purple Bomber. Janela's a big mark for that. They all know what the Purple Bomber is and Makin' Bacon. That's what we called it. He didn't call it that, but that's what the boys called it, Makin' Bacon. And that was all thanks to Peps Lee. No idea if Peps Lee is still alive or still drinking Pepsi or Diet Coke, Pepsi One. I have no idea, but I don't care. But Peps Lee was just one of these goofs that floated around. I guess he was harmless. He never did nothing to me except be a good target for my spear. Other than that, we had a whole host of them, bro.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this now. Could Pepsi Lee actually in one swig kill a 2-liter? That's what
I saw him do it once. I think he kind of like partially drank it a little bit. I can't remember where we were. We were at some show, like in the parking lot or whatever, and I just remember him unscrewing it, and it was like go 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 go, like putting a gas can into a car, like filling it up, like if you run out of gas. It was like that. You could just see it trickling down his esophagus, like refueling him. It was so nasty, dude.
Oh gosh.
Like I really didn't bother.
It's one of those
with
things
any
that
those
seems
people.
like physically impossible. Like how you
Until you
can't
see
drink
it.
a gallon of milk or what is it, like a spoonful of cinnamon by itself and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
That's like
Well-
kidney stones waiting to happen.
Dig up
yeah.
Pepsi, and we could see if some of those challenges are applicable. But
Yep.
I have no idea. Whatever. If he's still alive, God bless him. We
Rat
all had
Boy.
fun back then. Rat
Rat
Boy might
Boy.
know him.
Get on it. Get Pepsi Lee on here next week. We got to talk to Pepsi Lee.
I would imagine
That's your
Rat
mission,
Boy.
Rat Boy.
Yeah, Rat Boy might be in that stratosphere of knowing what
Right.
happened to Pepsi, or he definitely knows about the genotape and all that. Rat Boy knows. Rat Boy don't kayfabe.
He knows about the pawns.
Pepsi Gate.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he's doing another show right now too at the same time. So, but
Wait, he's
Denise said-
whoa, he's in high demand. He's a guest on another show.
or his own. I don't know.
What do you mean his own? Rat Boy has a show?
Yeah, he asked me to be on it last week, but I was doing voiceover, so I couldn't.
Like a podcast show?
Yeah, so I gave him your
Oh,
home
Christ.
address. I gave him your
Oh.
home address. He said next week you guys will do a live feed.
Yeah.
So anyway, Denise said this, Donnie. What I think this is for you, John Keys.
Oh, that's Pepsi's real name.
Oh, she
Oh.
said he was responsible for securing that tape.
See? Yeah,
And
Hoops
then
knows.
she said,
Hoops
"I know
knows.
all about the."
Hoops knows where. Listen to me. Hoops knows where all the bodies are buried. Hoops knows it all. Hoops knows everything that ever happened for NWA and Dapper and Gino and Dennis. Dennis was a big
knows
fan of Hoops and Fitz. He liked them. He did.
He was
Dennis didn't
responsible.
like a lot of.
for doing
Dennis
that
used to rib a lot of people and talk shit on them, but like at the end of the day, he loved like Fitz and Hoops. Like even though he'd rib them or like say disparaging shit here and there, it was kind of like a rib. But Dennis, if he talked to you and he ribbed you and made funny innocent, it was because he loved you, and
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. So
Most of them he
Rob,
just thought were goofs.
Rob, I got to ask you this. You heard us talk about what we've all done with our, I held Kurt Angle's medal on Raw, and Donnie, asked out China and blah, blah, blah. Have you ever done, what have you done in the business that you can SPO about, or outside of the business or coming up? Tell us a little bit more about your schedule. And I got to run and pee, but I'm listening.
I have not done any of the extra stuff. There was a PWU weekend that I was traveling with John McChesney back from Philly to Rochester through the WWE loop after the PWU show, and I was supposed to do a security guard thing, and then that segment got canceled. But I'm not a wrestler, so it doesn't make too much sense for me to be involved in all that kind of stuff. But I mean, for me, play-by-play, ring announcing, a little refereeing, some heel managing, a match or two that we can forget about, and then I mean from there, obviously a lot of the graphics and that stuff these days is kind of where I feel like most of my time within the wrestling business goes in. But obviously I spent a number of years working full-time in hockey, when I kind of stepped away from wrestling a little bit and then kind of got back into it. When the pandemic hit, I moved back to New York because the hockey league I was working in shut down, and so now I've been kind of doing a little mix of stuff at this point. But it's been fun to be kind of back in the wrestling world again, because I kind of felt like after the 2CW shut down in the end of 2015, I kind of felt like that was like the end of like doing stuff in wrestling for me, and then ESW kind of got me back, and then I was doing Russell Circus before that shut down again in pretty notorious fashion and stuff. But a nice variety of experiences, I guess, without too much physical pain. So
yeah, that's good. And all the graphics we've been showing for SPO have been made by you. You make the Excite graphics, the ESW graphics. I mean, some of the best
some
work
of the
on
Excite
indie.
stuff, all the ESW
It's
ones.
so important. I mean, Rob, it's so important, Rob. It's such an unsung hero. Even like for me, like Cannon, if you got to have a guy like that around, man, just a utility guy that knows his shit and you can depend on him. That's the biggest thing, man. Like the thing with Cannon, I never ever had to like think if something was going to get done. I just said it. That's Rob's like that. I could see it. I could hear it in his voice, dude. He's got an awesome voice too. He reminds me of Shane Fair. Shane's got a great voice for ring announcing too. But Rob's awesome. Yeah, man. There's just certain guys out there. When I came back into promoting, I was like blown away how talented they were. Shane was one of them. It's just great talents, dude. So they're out there, bro. We just got to find them. We got to find them and cultivate them and nurture them and present them when the time is right. There's no such thing as luck. It's just being prepared and the right opportunity. That's it, bro. Yep. You guys can do it. And I'm urging everybody to get those tickets for SPO, man. I really am. And you'll see. You'll have such a good time. Get your tickets. Support it. Their ad book. Get an ad in the ad book. Like I said, I don't give a shit if you live in California, overseas, whatever. Buy a couple of tickets and they'll take care of that. And just have a good night out, dude. It's a good afternoon. It's New Year's Eve afternoon. Nothing's going on anyway in the afternoon on New Year's Eve.
I love a good afternoon show, to be honest, too. I mean, especially that day, you kind of get your festivities started for the day, and then you still can do all your plans at night and stuff too.
There was a company called Johnny might remember this. It was called New Jack City Wrestling. We promoted it in the mid-'90s. It was run by Mr. Lucifer, Charles Calhoun, who was from Mike Sharps, and Mike Illians, AJ Sparks. I like AJ. I always remember call him AJ Marks. But our big thing was running on Sundays after the ECW Arena. We ran the Freehold Armory. I think it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we would get 300-400 people at the Freehold Armory. It was awesome, dude. They were Sunday afternoon shows. The shows were I booked. I was their booker, so we'd be done at like 5:30. It was great, man. Everybody was home by Sunday night. A lot of fun. It was usually in the winter and the fall. In the fall and the winter, I think, is when we ran. But it was cool, dude. We did that for about a year and a half. I think we ran New Jack City, and then it just kind of faded away. I was concentrating with Dennis and then doing my own stuff.
I remember it from when I started. Wrestling Cause says, "What's up, Kashmir?" That's my boy from Australia who made our Backseat Boys custom action or custom. What's Cause stand for?
Creator wrestlers in the video game.
Oh, brother looks pretty big there, like he's ready to kick some ass or something.
He made that.
That's a person. That's not real.
No, that's not real.
I was gonna say, dude's jacked. All right.
Yeah, and everyone like
a cartoon character.
Yeah, no, he makes all of them. He made me in the game. He made the back seats in the game. Maybe he can eventually make Donnie B. I don't know.
Ooh, it fooled me. Funny enough, that reminds me. Jim Mitchell, Devil.
Yeah.
I'll never forget ECW one night. I'm in the back, and they had I swear to God, it's a true story. And Jim Mitchell will know. He would say this is true. He goes, Donnie, you got to see this. We just got a promo tape from somebody. They sent in their highlight tape. It's a promo tape. What somebody had done is back in the late 90s, whatever it was, and however they could do it on the computer, they made a little cartoon computer character of themselves wrestling another cartoon computer character doing all these moves, and that was their highlight tape that they sent in to get a fucking job from ECW. And they put it on to the back, and we all watched it in the locker room. It was awesome, dude. Jim Mitchell will remember that because we laughed our asses off. It was a goddamn tape, a VHS tape of a computer character doing wrestling moves to another computer character, not the actual person. And it was like a resume saying like, I'm Mr. Fantastic or whatever it was. And like, this is what I can do. And I was like, what the shit? Yeah, I never forgot that, dude. That was awesome.
That is crazy.
Yep. Only in wrestling. OIW.
That's it, brother. Only in wrestling. Yep. But
yeah.
Hey, this was great. I'm enjoying myself. It is a little bit after 8 o'clock. What we're going to do, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to go on Instagram Live, and we're going to see if we can get some interviews. We have Channing Decker. So that'll be our bonus episode out this week. It should be up on Friday. Look for that, and hopefully we'll have some surprise guests as well. But guys, thanks for everything. Any last comments, Backseats?
Just wanted to say thanks again. It was great. This has been a great time, doing the SPOCAST, and, looking forward to keeping it going.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing some more stories. Thank you for all the support. Make sure you tune in on Instagram Live in just the next few minutes. We'll get on there between, let's say, 8:30, about 8:45-ish or so. After that,
can we get that match graphic and those posters one more time?
Yep, absolutely. Let's do that.
So
meanwhile, Rob, anything else you want to say, my man?
No, I'm good. I
said it perfectly. Thank you.
I'm in zombie mode after just getting back from these last few days.
Thanks for even showing up. That's why I tried not to direct a lot of the conversation to you, because I knew you were sort of.
No, that's nice of you.
So Yeah,
Definitely,
next week.
Definitely,
Well,
we love the questions from the people too, man. During the week, if you guys have anything, any topic you want us to talk about or questions, send them in. Listen, I have no filter. I am not trying to get a job anywhere. I don't want a job in wrestling. I'm like Cornette. I don't want to travel. I don't want to do anything like that. I will answer anything truthfully. I'll tell you. I'll pull the curtain back a little bit. You know, I do respect kayfabe. I do respect the business and things that shouldn't be talked about. But for the most part, I'll tell you the truth on stuff. Just any questions you guys want to know. And the old stories are great. I have a million of them. But this has been so much fun. This is I like to keep this going.
Yep, definitely. Thanks everyone for listening. And remember, we're on all major podcasts, so tell your friends about us because every little bit helps. SPOwrestling.com, everybody. Have a good one.
Tune into